Hey, everybody. I'm Katie.
I'm Becky, and this is Live, Laugh, Lorcana.
And what's going on today, Becky?
Ugh, Katie, we've had a day, haven't we?
We really have.
Something very exciting happened for us, so we're going to share with you guys. We got first spoiler from Team Lorcana on our Discord of a new card. I know my sound effects don't work, so I'm not going to do them. Never
No,
mind.
so far you were good.
I know, it's because I was doing it really slow. Let me try. How was that?
Perfect.
Yay. So, Katie, tell them about the new card.
Our new card is Mouse Armor in steel. It's an item. It costs 2 and it is uninkable. And it says Protection, Exert, then chosen character gains resist +1 until the start of your next turn.
Beautiful. That's a really good card.
It is. Yeah, in this game, there's like such a big difference between like 3 willpower and 4 willpower. And this is like pretty much 4 willpower on demand because you can just add that like little extra defense.
Oh, I'm really excited about the resist mechanic. I feel like I really want to take advantage of that.
For sure. And can we talk about the art in this mouse armor? Spoiler.
Yes, so cute. Another I would say fairly deep cut, perhaps from the Great Mouse Detective. And it has the little lore symbol on his little shield. So cute.
Because it's a B in the movie, right? For Basil. The spoiler was in our Discord at 4:35 p.m. and at 4:44 p.m. that's when it got added to the main Lorcana HQ Discord. So for 9 minutes, 9 glorious minutes, this was our card.
Too bad we were working during
I know,
that.
I know. I know, but I'm still going to make this card my personality and build a deck around mouse armor. So
I love it. Great idea.
So do you have a list today?
It's typed up and everything. And I definitely typed it myself.
Did you not type it yourself?
I definitely typed it myself, and these are all my original thoughts.
It never would have occurred to me that someone else typed it for you. Did Cody type that for you?
Nope, these are all my original.
Did Cody type that for you? Should I be doing this podcast with Cody?
I wrote notes in the margins.
Are you kidding me right now?
Are you upset or is this fun?
Are you serious?
No, this is mine.
No, I need to know. I need to know if Cody did that for you.
No, leave me alone.
I remember when we co-hosted the Illuminateers and you had like pages and pages of notes about the artist and it was all from Cody.
Oh, BFD, he, Googled and copy pasted, whatever.
Cody's like our invisible third co-host.
He is definitely pulling his weight. No, I did ask for him to, if he saw anything, because I wanted to impress you by having copious notes. And I mean, not all of these are my things, but some of them are.
Okay, well, tell Cody I'm very impressed, and let's start with Cody's list.
Well, actually, the first thing on here we have is net decking. Do you want to talk about net decking?
Oh yeah, we also had a listener question about net decking.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And it was from Rebecca of Lorcana Illuminary when she wants to know how we feel about it.
I'm totally for it, 100%.
Do you want to define it for the people?
No, you can.
I know you know the definition. You're just not confident.
No, I'm not. I'll say something wrong.
No, you won't. Yeah, basically net decking is just when you get a deck from online that you know somebody has already been performing well with.
Yeah. And honestly, great stepping point for me because this is my first TCG. And I can read and figure stuff out on my own. But I don't have a ton of time to be pulling out all this original thought when it comes to making my decks. And I haven't net decked yet, but I'm probably going to because right now I just have basically the 3 starter decks and then a few packs, and I just kind of slap stuff together. But yeah, I love net decking. I think it's great.
I was gonna say, I bet you would love to net deck. You just don't have the cards for it.
100%, 100%.
Yeah, so I actually really like net decking, especially for a starting point. Because even if you're going to build your own deck, it's like good to know what decks are out there and kind of like there's no better way to learn how to play against a deck than to play the deck itself. Maybe that's like slipping into the competitive mindset. It probably is, but like when you play Ruby Amethyst Control and you play like 20 games on Ruby Amethyst Control, you're like, oh, I know what this deck needs to do to win, so I, should try and stop that. So I think it's just like a really good starting point. Even if you want to build your own deck, it's great to play decks that are already out there.
I think so too. I think it helps you learn a lot about the game. I have no issues with it.
Yeah. Even just like to try a bunch of different styles so you know what kind of deck you want to build yourself, you can get ideas. There are a lot of people on the internet who really hate net decking.
Yes.
They say it like that net decking makes you a bad gamer because if you're not like building your own decks, you're not like really understanding things and you're never going to learn to if you're net decking. What do you think?
I mean, sure, whatever. I mean, you don't have to do it. You know, people in general. I don't think it necessarily deserves hate, but yeah.
Yeah. I think Jedi Geek Girl said it best. It's okay to net deck. It's okay to not net deck. It's all good. However you want to play the game, whatever is fun with you. Like some people, their fun is brewing the decks and trying to decide on the combination. So net decking would rob them of all the fun in the game, which is great. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm personal choice, right? But that's actually kind of where I was headed next. We talked about like these meta decks and stuff, and that tools like Pixelborn, things like that help people like solve the meta, which creates, I guess, some frustration but like it's gonna come out eventually, isn't it? I don't know. I don't think necessarily it's like the catalyst that like if Pixelborn didn't exist, like our meta would be out of control. We would have no idea. There'd be so many different things happening. I feel like especially in this internet age, like, as soon as good things are just going to come out, everyone's going to know what they are pretty much immediately.
Yeah, as long as we get spoilers, people are going to start brewing with those spoilers as soon as they come out.
And we've already seen that, which is great and exciting. It creates a lot of extra hype about stuff like how can like mouse armor, like we're already thinking like how can we put this in our decks to make them do things.
We got one other spoiler actually. Do you remember what it is?
I wish you wouldn't do this to me. I have no concept of time. I don't know what came out recently, what came out a while ago. Just tell me.
It's Panic.
Oh yeah, Panic's so exciting.
I know. Hercules is one of my favorite Disney movies.
Oh, big same.
And Pain and Panic are hilarious, and I can't wait to see them together.
If we got Panic, and even Panic mentions Pain in his little thingy, so we get them both. Very exciting.
I want to make like a. This is so niche. I wonder if I can do it. Like a villain pal deck where I have like my Flotsam and Jetsam and my Pain and Panic.
So I have this problem with deck creation because I have a villains deck. I have an Amethyst Emerald villains deck. Not very good, but it's my thing. And so like I have my legendary Ursula's in there. And like I desperately want to include Flotsam and Jetsam in there, even though like I really don't need them. And like I have better things I could put in there but because it's a villains deck and because I have Ursula in there, I like desperately want to include them just because I want to see them work together because of the movie. And it's like, so I'm always kind of fighting myself on that kind of thing.
It's so fun to design like the movie theme deck.
Oh, and like when I had my Stitches in a deck, and I was like, well, I got to put all my Lilos in here. Can't just have Stitch. Lilo needs to show up in here too. Even though she doesn't need to be. It's like maybe she should.
I actually like agree with you. I think the funnest decks to build are like the movie themed ones, but it's really hard when you're building a movie themed deck and the people you're playing against don't have that self-imposed restriction. because their decks
Right.
are like a lot better. Um,
Yeah.
so I would kind of like our leagues, like to see our league encourage that more because like and give like stickers for that kind of thing.
Yeah, that was listed on the OP stuff as like suggested extra sticker bonuses, like doing stuff like that. And I just think it's so fun and cute.
I love Flotsam and Jetsam in that deck for you. It's so perfect. Do they have the villain tag on them?
No.
Okay.
Storyborn allies, baby.
Is there any utility to the villains in your deck? Because I know there's like the one Hades, but that's an amber that like.
No, there's not. It's just a theme. I'm going with.
Okay, good, great, love that.
I heartily considered an amber amethyst villains deck as well, but I wanted to try Emerald because I've been running amber amethyst and I have like so many good amethyst or amber cards that would work with my princess deck. So it really came down to that.
Right, like you needed amber for your princess deck, and there is utility in that one because of Moana's princess thing.
Yeah. So that's where I landed. We're going for fun over function.
Love that. All right, what's next on Cody's list?
So my Pixelborn was going to segue into my Project Inklore.
Oh, I forgot to look that up. I hope you have all the tea.
I have some tea. Are you ready?
Give me the tea.
Okay, so Project Inklore is it is kind of being pitched as a Pixelborn alternative, but he describes Pixelborn as like being known for being buggy, and this Project Inklore is going to do everything Pixelborn does, but more and better. It's gonna have it doesn't have random matchmaking yet, but they say they're going to add that, and they also say that they're going to have up to 4-player, which would be cool. But right now, you can just do custom games with your friends. Then there's also a deck simulator. So with your deck, you can practice your draws and your mulligans and like seeing how things come out, which is actually something I kind of like the idea of. And then there's also something called Lore Master training tools, which are described as enhance your skills with Lore Master training tools. And I have no idea what those entail, but I'm intrigued.
I'm so intrigued. Do they make any mention of like a sealed or draft?
I believe that's something somebody asked about, and they're like, maybe someday. But let me find it real fast. But also the interface looks nice, if that helps for you.
Oh, it means a lot. You know what would mean the most though is not having to download it. Do I have to? You know how you have to do with Pixelborn? You have to like download it and like unzip it and like instead of just like going to a web browser.
It looks like it is a program that you would download. Have you ever heard of the term goldfishing?
Yep.
Somebody criticizes this as just being fancy goldfishing.
Well, it sounded like that is what the Mulligan tool was. I have done a ton of gold fishing in my life. It's kind of just where you draw your hand and then you're like, okay, if this was my hand, how would I play it out? It's like you basically play by yourself. Used to do it a lot with Flesh and Blood.
I love it. Somebody suggested a draft simulator would be amazing, and no response.
Okay. It seems like there are additional features to what we currently have in Pixelborn, but more or less the same thing.
Yes.
Interesting. A competitor.
Yeah, who would have thought? Two illegal competitors.
Hilarious. I feel like it's gonna be like a thing where people are gonna be like the Pixelworm players and the Project Inklore players, and it's like, oh, all the good people on this platform.
Honestly, I don't think Inklore can really be anything until it has random matchmaking.
I totally agree with you because not many people have like the easy ability to get a friend.
You and I will definitely try it out together, yes?
Yeah, of course we will. We have to for the pod.
It's for the pod. So I think it's interesting. I'm excited. Whatever. I won't hear anything bad about Pixelborn though. Pavel's doing the best he can.
All right, what you got next?
Okay. This is just a Cody theory. I
Ooh,
did, I did write this.
you didn't even read it, apparently.
I think I've never heard this take that the Lorcana Illumineers, the Illuminary, has Atlantis Lost City technology. But all right, I'll take it.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll subscribe to that. Um, you remember Yensid?
From Kingdom Hearts.
He's the sorcerer in Fantasia because it's Disney backwards.
Backwards, yeah.
Could he be pulling strings? Oh, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good chance.
I kind of love that.
I like that too. These are good theories.
Anyway, next one.
Next one, let's do it.
Oh, Cody wants to know if you're gonna stay in London longer
Oh, for the
for the MCM Comic Con.
yes, they did announce the MCM Con is going to have that special.
Donald Musketeer promo.
Oh, I think that one's from Germany.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's the European ESCCN. The Gaston promo is for London MCM. You gonna get it?
Yeah, and I'm going to be in London October 19th to October 26th, and this is October 27th through the 29th. And I think no, because
No. Sorry, go ahead.
you're not accepting my no as a response.
I did not accept it. It just surprises me.
Because even one day, if we delayed our trip home one day, that would be, I don't know, like $400 probably in like change fees in the hotel. And then it's like, I don't even know for sure that we would get it. Because if you look at the site, they're like, if you want a promo, you can earn it one of these three ways. And one of the ways was a scavenger hunt. Like, I don't know if I have time for a scavenger hunt before I get on this plane.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you don't want to go to Miami. You don't want to spend $400 to possibly get a Gaston promo. Like, are you even serious?
I'm so mad I didn't know that there was going to be a Lorcana at this convention because I would have planned my trip differently.
I am disappointed, but I understand. But I feel like it's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. That's all. Are you ever going to go to London again? Maybe, but not soon.
I'll price it out. I doubt it though. It's just not even a sure thing, even if I do stay.
But you'd be surrounded by British people who love Lorcana. We have at least 2 people in our Discord that are British. So what are you doing?
I'm going to do that anyway. Oh, by the way, I am going to be in London in a few weeks. So if anyone knows of a good Lorcana league in the London area, please let me know because I would like to go to at least 2 to talk about on this pod.
That would be awesome. Let's hope we do that. You hear that, babes? Let us know.
That's such a good accent.
No, it wasn't. Oh my God. I'm kidding.
Our England viewers are like, oh God.
You have the worst accents of all time, though.
I do. I'm not going to do one.
You probably think Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins is like perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I didn't
Shut
know
up.
there was anything wrong with it until someone told me. And that's why I'm not going to do an accent on the podcast, probably ever.
Oh, that's disappointing. Anyway, let's keep going down my list. Oh, also, Rise of the Floodborn cards are now on the TCG app.
That's true.
Noted.
Very exciting. And we got to see the full images of some of the cards that we talked about last week, like the Mini and the Bucky and the Robin Hood.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. This thing is not something I care about, but I am curious of your opinion. Drawing cards, back row, front row.
Drying?
Yeah.
Always back for me.
You have a back row for drying cards?
I mean, I usually just put them like an inch back, maybe.
Oh.
Where do you put your drying cards?
Just right next to everybody else?
When you say row, do you mean like an entirely separate like card down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do a whole nother row, but I'll usually keep them back an inch.
Do you think there's some like sort of confusion that can arise if there's not standard? Should there be a standard?
I don't know. Having a standard means it gives you something to get wrong, right? So I'm not sure.
That's why I don't want to get it wrong and I don't want people to think I'm dumb. So I would like to know. Tell me what I'm supposed to do.
I think it's good to put them back an inch just so everybody remembers that you can't use them, including yourself. But you don't have to. And then when you're ready, you can just push them up an inch.
So that's all I have.
That was great.
No, it wasn't. It was stupid and blah. Oh, can I say one more thing? Please cut this. I just need to tell you about it. I don't know if you've noticed, Katie, but people are like desperately grasping to the name Lorcana. They love it for the popper mode. I saw on Reddit, somebody's like, I played a popper version of Lorcana. And everyone's like, yeah, it's Porcana. And he's like, oh, what about? And he like listed some other ideas for names. And everyone's like, downvotes, Porcana.
People love the Porcana name. And I'm not going to lie to you. The first time I heard it, I laughed out loud. I thought it was really, really funny. Never for a second did I think we would stick to it as a format name.
You can't account for taste. I didn't think it was funny because it's not clever.
It's not. That's actually Josh's issue with it. He's like, it's not clever.
It's a low-hanging pun, and I won't abide it.
That's good. It's a low-hanging pun. The first time I heard it, I'm like, this is really funny. Here's my new issue with it. When you go to like a big tournament, when you go to like a Star City Games like we're going to, they'll always have the game in the format. It's like Magic, Pauper, like Flesh and Blood, Commoner, and then it's going to be Lorcana, Porcana, and that's just embarrassing for everybody.
You know what? It does lack class. I'm with you on that one. It's not clever. It's not going to look cute on a sign. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
And I've heard lore comments. I didn't hate lore comments, but it's the same thing with me where it's like no other format has tried to make a pun from the name. Like nobody needs to put magic into their like popper format.
I'm with you. But they love it. Everybody loves it.
We came up with Street Rat and it was like a thing I came up with in 10 seconds. I still like it, but I'm sure someone can do better. I just have to believe if the entire Lorcana community put their brains on this issue for like 12 hours, like we just commit to this for a day, we can come up with something better than Porcana.
They don't want to, Katie. They love Porcana. They think it's clever. They think it's funny and memorable and beautiful, and they are clinging to it. They have their talents in it, and they're like, this is the best thing anyone's ever come up with.
I can't even bring myself to say it. Like, I would be so embarrassed if it's like new people. It's like, hey, next week is this format. I'm not going to say Porcana. I'm going to be like, next weekend, we're doing like commons and uncommons because I'm not going to say it.
I'm with you. I think it's dumb. But they love it, Katie. They love it.
Is this our most controversial take?
I don't know. If people want to be upset at us for not liking Porcana, so be it. They are. They're really upset we don't like it.
And I'm okay with it. I'm sorry. We can do better.
We can do better. I'm okay with being Porcana is a bad name, is a hill that I'm willing to die on.
Thank you. Me too.
I love that. That's our thing. We don't like the name. I love it. Good for us. Okay. What stuff do you have?
I'm still waiting for you to ask me about League.
Oh my god. You have a list. I was gonna let you do your list. I was gonna ask you about League, or I thought it would come up organically.
I'll talk about Four Horsemen League because we're going to Top Deck League tomorrow, so we'll talk about that league next time. There were 42 people, which is a good number.
It's excellent.
Yeah, and they started playing Disney music throughout the whole night, and it's the best thing ever.
That's awesome.
Like all the classic music, the live actions. Hilary Duff was on at one point. Like, it was all just so good. Like, it was a really enhanced experience. Oh, and this store had been limiting everyone to buying 3 packs a week, and they did run out of packs this week. So we each only got 2 this week, and now no more packs until the restock. But it was so much fun. I did 3 rounds. Each round was a great game. I played an extra game with the person afterwards because we do a best of 1 in 30 and we had extra time. And then at the end of the night, I did a multiplayer with 2 other ladies that I've talked to before. We exchanged our Pokemon Go friend codes, so now we're Pokemon friends too, and we got to play a really good multiplayer game. And it was just the best time.
I'm sorry I missed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry you did too, but there will be other nights.
And I heard a secret. Well, it's not a secret, but they are doing a costume contest at the end of October.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. Because like one of them is actually Halloween, so probably a lot of people won't be there.
Oh, yeah, I definitely won't be.
Yeah.
What are you going to wear?
I don't know, but I have an Anna dress and a Mulan dress, so I might do one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Like not a full costume, but like
Yeah, it's just like one of those dresses that look like their outfit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Josh can wear the Mushu outfit. I made him.
Yeah, and I have like the little cricky that goes on my wrist that you made me for my
Yeah.
Mulan dress, so I'll probably do that.
Beautiful. I had a really cute, like one of those kind of dresses. It was Belle. I gave it to my niece as a dress-up dress.
That's so cute.
Yeah, so I'll have to dig around and see what we're gonna do. I really want to be Daisy Duck, which might be a push, but I think I can do it.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, do that. I had another thing to talk about League. So, do you remember how last week we said that when I play a new or inexperienced player, I'll like play poorly on purpose to make the game closer?
Yeah. Did that backfire on you?
I have been hustled.
I got hustled too.
Now, 3 times. 3 times I have been hustled. All right. So, one, the guy sits down next to me and he's like, I haven't played this game since the starter deck tournament, which was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go real easy then. So, like, turn 1, I ink my legendary Rapunzel. I'm making these suboptimal plays, and then I'm watching him play his deck, and it is the Amber Steel list, like a good list, like clearly a tournament Amber Steel list. And as we're talking, it becomes clear that he has been playing a lot of games on Pixelmart. So it's like, I don't know what you mean when you say I haven't played this since the starter deck tournament, but that's like not my definition. So anyway, he beat me. And then I know what you're thinking. You probably learned something from that. No, because the next time I go to League, my first round, the guy sits down next to me. We're shuffling our decks, and he's like, I don't even know if I know the rules to this game. You might have to help me. He literally says that, and I still don't know why, because he knew all the rules to the game. He knew what all of his cards did. He knew what all of my cards did. And, you know, I made several suboptimal plays, and he like pounded on me.
Rolled face, yeah.
Yeah. But then it's like we got to the end and he's like, do you want to play again? I'm like, yes, very much. Let's play again. So I won the second game. It's wild.
Maybe. Here's a theory I have that so many people listen to this podcast that they all know that if they tell you they don't know how to play, bring out your trash deck.
Apparently.
I'm sorry that happened.
Don't be sorry. I mean, it was funny. And in every game, we got to the end. It's like, do you want to play a second game? Because most places are doing best of one, which I love. Because then it's like, okay, let's play a second game for fun. And I get to try and everything's fine. But I think my new philosophy is just going to be play to the best of my ability. And if I like completely destroy them, I'll be like, hey, I have another more fun deck. Do you want to play a second game with that? And then let them beat me.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
I always throw the second game because I don't want to play it.
Are you serious? You don't want to play the second game?
I don't have the attention span to do more.
So what happens when we start doing best of 3? You're just not gonna...
It's gonna be hard for me.
Will you even go somewhere that has best of 3?
Maybe. Is it convenient to my house? If Top Deck is doing best of three, yeah, I'll play, but that's not my preference, for sure not.
Yeah. I do not like the best of three as a for fun format. It's really should only be in competitive that they do a best of three.
I see me being okay. Here's what's going to happen in a best of three with me. I see myself, if it goes to three matches, me getting like all stressed out and like worried about time and like making poor choices. So I like almost guaranteed to lose my third game no matter what. So
We should talk about best of three at some point more in depth, but I personally just really don't like it. But like I like a best of one for casual because if my opponent's like nice and fun and we're joking around, like I'm always gonna ask for like a second game. But if my opponent is like kind of mean, then I don't have to play a second game. It is perfect.
that's true. Yeah, you're stuck for 50 whole minutes, most likely,
Yeah.
in a best of three.
Yeah. You want to go on to our listener questions?
My favorite segment.
These are listener questions from our Discord. I actually did want to say this. I posted this in the Discord too. Like from episode 2 or 3, this podcast has been on the backs of our Discord. Like so much of what we talk about is inspired by conversations there or is directly from listener questions. So thank you so much to everyone who hangs out there. We love our Discord so much.
I love our precious baby Discord. They're so sweet. And that's why I was like so excited that we got that spoiler because like they so deserve to have that.
They so did. Like honestly.
Like screw us, but them they deserved it.
Like I do feel like our Discord was a little slow to start, but like now that it's going, like everyone is just like so nice and positive and friendly with each other and like nobody's like shooting down ideas of new people or like shooting down people's questions. Like everyone's just so like open and kind in their responses, which is all I wanted from it.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect when we spontaneously pitched it and put it together, but it's a nice little space and I like it.
Yeah, I love it.
So, some people in the Lorcana HQ, after hearing that we got the spoiler, were like, kind of like, "Who the hell's that?" Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Blah,
did
blah,
they?
blah. Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't even know where their Discord is." And then Toonie messaged me and was like, "So scuttlebutt is that nobody can find your Discord link." I'm like, "Yeah, that's intentional." Like,
Yeah, that was the first comment. Like it wasn't a link accessible from the Lorcana HQ Discord. And it's like anybody's welcome in our Discord. We want everyone there, but we also want people who are, good with our mission to be nice and open to new players. And I don't know how else to do that except to bury our Discord link in our own content. Everything we post has
Right.
like a Discord link in it.
Yeah, not to be like, I don't know. I feel like if you are somebody who consumes our content, you kind of are on a similar wavelength to looking for that sort of positive space or whatever. So I'm okay with it not being like a big thing. I mean, like people are in Discord, feel free to invite your friends, but like I just feel like we don't need to be like out there, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Anyway, listener questions.
Speaking of our Discords giving us all of our content, this first question is from Erilyn, and she would like us to explain the deck types. So, like aggro and control.
This feels like a you question.
Okay, how about I explain them briefly, and then you can say how you would feel about playing that or against that deck type.
I appreciate you throwing me that bone.
So, like the first one she mentioned was aggro. So, in aggro, you want to be as aggressive as possible, which is kind of funny in Lorcana because the aggro doesn't actually attack. You're really just trying to build up your board as fast as possible and get lore as quickly as possible. So, you're really not worrying too much about what your opponent is doing. You're just playing characters and getting lore and trying to get to 20 quickly.
That sounds right up my alley.
Except I gave you an aggro deck and you didn't like it very much on Pixelborn.
Well, you like an aggro because it's like speedy, quick. I do like the satisfaction of building things up, but I also like, lore climbing quickly. So.
Mm-hmm. Aggro is not my favorite playstyle, but I gravitate towards it in this game because I get so stressed about the best of 3 time limit. So when we go to real tournaments, like I will probably take an aggro deck because I know I can get through games faster. Just real quick on aggro, the couple examples in our current meta, there is a very famous lemon lime aggro that's emerald and amber aggro, but then there's also emerald amethyst aggro, emerald sapphire aggro, ruby emerald evasive aggro. Basically, if you're playing aggro, you're probably on emerald.
Makes sense.
You know what the toughest thing about playing an aggro deck is?
Tell me.
It's the aggro race, where both players are on aggressive decks and they're both trying to ignore each other in race, because that disproportionately favors the person who wins the die roll.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
You can still win if you lose the die roll, but it's a lot harder. Okay, our next is control. Control is kind of the opposite. You're not ignoring your opponent. You're reacting to pretty much everything they're doing. You're trying to control the board, to outvalue them over time, and then win with big bombs at the end of the game. So our big example is Ruby Amethyst Control. It uses a lot of strong attackers and dragon fires and be prepared to get rid of the opponent's board. It gains value over time with things like Friends on the Other Side and Magic Mirror, drawing them cards. And then in the late game, it's doing its Ursulas, Elsas, and Maleficents, like really big bombs you can't contend with. How you feel about this deck?
It's fine. It's not really my playstyle. I kind of like to keep to myself. And I feel bad interrupting what you're doing over there.
Those control decks can be pretty unfun for the opponent because you feel like you can't do anything because they're like keep wiping your board.
Yeah, I can see that.
You still never played against it, huh? You've played it.
I have only played it. Yeah, we'll have to do that. I keep asking you to play with me, but
you can jump into Pixel of War at any time. You're gonna run into Ruby Amethyst Control.
Oh, I just want to play with you.
All right. Then there is mid-range, which is a mix between aggro and control. So you're not ignoring them entirely, but you're also not trying to control them entirely. You have tools from both, and you're kind of just trying to outvalue your opponent. So the Amber Steel deck is a good example for this. You're using steel to get a lot of value with the Grab Your Swords and Big Tanks and Whole New Worlds. You're doing like Ariel and Rapunzel to get card advantage, and then like that really strong start of Lilo and Simba, if you can do it, is very nice. This is kind of the deck I like to play.
Yeah, sounds good.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the decks you play kind of fall into this as well.
Probably, yeah.
And then the last type is called a combo deck, where you're trying to set up a combination of cards that basically once you set them up, you win the game.
Ooh, Exodia Obliterate, baby.
Kinda. So an example of this would be Ariel. There's that Ariel where if you play an item, you ready her. So let's say you get an Ariel and 2 Eye of the Fates on the board. You can then do Eye of the Fates twice. So she has 3 lures, and then you quest, then you play an item to ready her. Quest, item to ready her. And it's like 3 lure, 3 lure, 3 lure, win the game.
Beautiful. I'm going to try to do that. I do enjoy a one trick.
Yeah, you should do it. They're really fun to play. You'll get frustrated because like some games, it's like they're just not giving you time to set it up. Do you have a favorite style from the 4 you heard?
They all have pros and cons. Just how I play. I mean, I feel like control's never going to be me, but that's the only one I'm kind of like,
Everything else, you're like, I want to get some games in.
I could totally, I could see myself really having fun with everything else.
Okay. This question is from Magikarp, Carp. If you had to make a card from a Disney property that hasn't been announced yet, what would the movie be and what would the card do?
Would you like to go first?
You should go first because mine's pretty good.
I'm worried we have the same one, so I'm going to pick a different one if you say yours.
Mine is from the movie Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, fun.
The card is Vanellope von Schweetz. She has Rush, an ability called Glitch.
Of course she does. Shut up. This is so good.
after she attacks, she automatically readies. This card is busted. I know. Don't at me. I'm not a game designer. Like, I know it's busted. But that's my card.
That's awesome. That was perfect, Katie. Beautiful. So mine is less of a card and more of a talking. So I really want Goofy movie.
Yes.
Love Goofy movie. I would love to see a Powerline. I would love to see a Roxanne. I'd love to see Bobby with his cheesa pizza thing. But mostly I'm interested if Max Goof will be canonic in this universe. Because sometimes he's around, sometimes he's not.
When is Max Goof not around?
In a lot of stuff, man. Like Goofy's always by himself and he's never talking about his kid.
Oh, yeah. That's a really good point. Where is
he? Where is he? But also in a Nicholas Cole interview, who illustrated Brave Little Taylor, says he wants to do a Powerline card real bad.
Oh my gosh. The stars are aligning.
And also he has a mustache. Cody wrote that.
Cody gave you the card too?
No, I came up with my own thing. Well, he has more about this interview that I wasn't that interested in, but he does include that he has a mustache.
Yeah. Did you skip notes from Cody on Nicholas? Were we supposed to talk about Nicholas Cole today?
I didn't think it was necessary, but I'm always down to talk about Nicholas Cole and his mustache.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me see what this mustache is really like.
Oh, it's a good mustache.
Oh, it's a really good mustache.
It's really good.
Wow. Very good. And he is very talented. I hope we give him Powerline TBH.
Oh, 100%.
Because we listen to each other's heart, etc. Well, you know what I really want?
Tell me.
I'm still talking. I'm sorry.
I love it.
I would love to see like these doofy little doggy people from this movie getting like cool upgrades and doing cool stuff, and like Bobby with his cheese having like that be like his weapon. I think that would be fun. And like Roxanne doing her gig. Like, I don't know. I want to see it. I don't think I ever will, but I love that idea. And as for mechanics of cards, like I'm not good at that.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect cast, that would be the move that Goofy could have or Max could have. Max has to have the perfect cast because that's the move. That's the move.
Oh, yes.
What does it do? I don't know, but it's there. We'll leave it to the devs.
All right. Or Discord. Tell us what the perfect cast would do.
Yeah. We're answering that question with a question. I love it.
Heyo. And our last question is from Jedi Geek Girl, our BFF. With Lorcana being a Ravensburger game, have you tried their other major game, Villainous? If you have, which versions did you play? And if you didn't, are you interested in playing it?
I have not played it. Have you?
I haven't, which is crazy. I really want to.
Oh, really? Maybe you can acquire it and we can play it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The boxes look neat.
Mm-hmm. Remember when somebody trolled us in the Discord and was like, look at all of this Ravensburger card game I found at Target. And it was like, Villainous.
Oh, these pieces are cool. Yeah, I'll play it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I follow Ravensburger on Instagram and I get so excited watching their reels of puzzle competitions. Like, I cannot get enough of it.
I'm telling you, Katie, in another life, that would have been me. I love puzzles. I'm like really fast. And if I practiced, I'd be like really good at it. It could have been me.
Did you know a lot of the artists for Lorcana, when Ravensburger reached out to them, they thought they were doing art for puzzles?
I had heard that, yeah.
Probably disappointed.
No, I think they're probably very excited. Yeah. Definitely more people have seen, these cards than any puzzle, really.
That is such a good point. Yeah, I'm way off there. All right. Did you have anything else to talk about today? Did Cody have anything else?
Did I mention Nicholas Cole's mustache?
Yes, but now we've reached the quota of 3 times.
Then I have nothing more to add. Katie, who is our featured creator?
Our featured creator this week is Lorcana Queen. Lorcana Queen is a master of one of our favorite forms of content, short form video content, or TikToks, as the kids call them. But she has all these like amazingly edited videos that are her opening packs or different cards, and then there'll be a bunch of Disney movie clips sliced in between, or even like whatever meme is cool at the time. Like she just did one with Kevin James that was really good. Did you just laugh at me?
I don't know. You sounded
Old? Did I sound old?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, Lorcana Queen's probably a lot younger than us. But her videos are so fun. I love watching them. She's opened a ton of packs. I want to say like 300 packs. So sometimes she'll put down like breakdowns of how much of each different type of card she opened and answer questions about that kind of stuff. She's a really positive person on Twitter, so that's awesome too.
So be sure to check out Lorcana Queen on TikTok and Twitter.
All right. I think that was a great show.
Am I supposed to do my Donald Duck?
Oh, yeah. You know what we were supposed to do is have Becky finish the show as Donald Duck. Yes.
So I just want to pitch something first. Just say something first. So the voice actor who voices Donald Duck, people are like, how do you do his voice? And he's like, not the way you think. That's what he says. Not the way you think. What's the way you think versus what's the way you wouldn't think? I find that a really fascinating description.
Wait, that's all we got?
Not the way you think. He won't tell you. He'll just be like, it's not the way you think.
Oh my God, it's proprietary.
Yeah. So I can't do it very well. Our dad can vaguely do it, but I'm just going to make some quacking sounds because I can't do real words. Okay.
Sounds great. It didn't come through into the mic. Your mic rejects certain frequencies and it's rejecting that.
My Donald Duck voice. That's so sad. Okay. Well, I guess I can't do it.
So sad. I'm going to make you do when you're here on Monday.
Should we just keep every week? I'll just do a different one.
Different Disney character.
We'll do the Sensational Six. Here, I'll do Pluto this week too.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't talk.
Nailed it!
No, he does like a bark, like a. Okay, let's be done. You send this off. Get us out of here. I'm done with this.
Me? I don't usually have to do this. Okay, everybody, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube for this, but on YouTube.
Nailed it!
Subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. And we have a Discord, and you can join it.
Yeah, and also remember that the Discord link is super secret and only available in our show notes.
Yeah.
And remember to live, laugh, and lore.